Yes, this guy's being serious. There's nothing wrong with a Disney Pixar film. Yes, there is. I have found them, but that's because I'm a nitpicking a-hole. Welcome to Berryman81 and welcome to this show. Onward is a 2020 American computer-animated urban fantasy adventure film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. The film tells the story of two brothers who, after doing a spell to try and bring back their father Kori Rae, they go on a journey together to try and bring their father back fully and understand the full meaning of family as the journey brings them together. The film was released in March 2020. However, due to the pandemic that was going on in 2020, its cinema run was cut short, so they released it on demand quite early. The film received quite positive reviews. So what have I found wrong with this film? Well, here are 10 things wrong with Onward.
Number 10. Repeating the intro.
So the film opens up with an introduction about the backstory of the world we're watching this film in. Okay, that's fine, I actually don't have a problem with it. What I actually have a problem with is repeating this intro 15 minutes later. This film's an hour and a half long and you've repeated it again 15 minutes into it. Now, you didn't need to do the repeat. You could either skip the repeat or don't put the intro, just throw us in all the way and then put that in that later, so they're explaining in their terms what the world is about, why the world is what it is like. Not tell us twice in 15 minutes. I mean, generally I don't like being repeated to over and over and over again. So generally I don't like being repeated to over and over and over again.
Number 9. Dad's legs.
So throughout this film, they're travelling with their dad's legs, which is quite humorous. What the legs get up to is quite humorous, but it's also quite confusing. Because there's quite a few of the times where the legs actually seems to know what's going on. He goes up to his children, taps them, has a dance with them, gives them advice, gives them direction. But then in other parts of the film, he has no idea what's going on. He will just walk off into nobody. Does these legs know what's going on or not? Make up your mind, not do both of them at the same time.
Number 8. Road watching.
Majority of this film, Barley's doing the driving in that heap of junk van. We'll get to the van later though. But yeah, he's driving around in this van, but he's driving like this. Watch the road! This is a kid's film. Kids are going to watch this film and think, I can drive not watching the road. Road safety is a huge, huge important thing in today's life. So do not go and put in your films that it's okay to be looking and talking to someone in your back, not watching your road. Keep your eyes on the road, children.
Number 7. Stepdad.
There seems to be a common trope with Disney where the step-parent isn't actually that good. Now, he's not as evil as he is in Cinderella or Snow White. He's actually okay, he does try, but he's a complete and utter pillock. He comes into their house, wrecks the joint just by being stupid, and the kids don't really respect him at all, which isn't that good. Kids have a hard enough time when their parents split up and someone else comes into their life. Why can't Disney show that? I mean, I've said it before that I have a partner and she has a 12-year-old daughter. Now, we have a relationship where we don't call each other stepdad or stepdaughter. She has a close relationship with her dad, which is great. But I still treat her like she's my own, and I think I do a very good job.
That's a lie, you're a horrible stepdad.
Get here!
Number 6. Copyright infringement.
So you remember earlier I said I'm going to pick up on the van again. Well, here it is. Disney's currently being sued over the van. No joke. Apparently, they saw the van, they asked to have a look at the van and copied it exactly. Now, the owner of the van is actually trying to sue Disney. Now, there's lots of legal ramifications, and at time of filming, there's no information whether it's been successful or declined. I mean, you are a single person going up with Disney. You're probably going to lose, but still, having a copyright strike against a company like Disney, which is quite funny. I mean, I get copyright strikes because I use clips in my Berry Telly, but still, Disney getting copyright striked? You gotta find the ironic side, but doesn't look good on your films.
Number 5. Phoenix Gem is the wrong colour.
Now, who's somebody who likes playing RPG, especially Final Fantasy? I mean, I've done a script for John Joe on Final Fantasy VII, so I know what Phoenix Gem, or Phoenix Down as Final Fantasy call it, or whatever. But they're never orange. They're normally either green or white. It's either green magic or a white magic. There's no such thing as orange magic, so why is this gem orange? Oh yes, you've copied the MCU. You've copied an Infinity Stone, mainly the Mind Stone. That doesn't tally up either. Get your information. It should either be a green stone or a white stone, never orange. I mean, Etsy sells something that's more of a blue colour, but Phoenix Gem, sorry, no, it's not orange.
Number 4. Why are the elves blue?
I'm pretty sure I didn't write that in the script. I think I've upset her. But never mind. It is true though. Elves are very tall, very beautiful, human-looking, skinny, ultra skinny, with big ears. They're not blue and furry. Funny enough, I actually said this in my video about Christmas Chronicles, where their elves look like trolls. Elves are not blue, they're not furry, they're human being lookalikes. Why can't just leave things alone? Stop changing things.
Number 3. LGBTQ Censorship.
So Disney did do something right by dropping a little Easter egg saying one of the background characters, the cop called Spectre, is gay. She has a wife who has a kid, so she's a step-parent. However, if you were in Russia or certain countries in the Middle East, you would have lost that one because it was censored. It was rearranged to saying parent. However, they dropped the whole LGBTQ plus thing by doing it. Censorship of this is the 21st century. We should not be offended by things like that now. We should embrace people's differences, not censor it. That's never a good sign.
Number 2. Missing message.
The main message in this film is family. Family bonds between the two brothers trying to find or say goodbye or say hello to their father. That's the main message of this film, like every other film. However, this film had a more meaningful, modern and relevant message which you put right to the very back. That is, technology makes us lazy. They all had magic and technology like light bulbs and things like that, so they stopped using magic. Now that's quite common in today's world. People don't go out and talk to other people. They sit there with their phones, tap, 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 tap. That's today's world. This film could have hammered home that message in such a good way. Something Disney is normally really good at putting subtle messages. Unfortunately, the message was too subtle by only putting it in the beginning of the film. You could have done something with this, Disney. You really could.
Number 1. Wrong ending.
Throughout this film, Ian is the one that we desperately to seeing his father. He really wants to see the father he's never met. Whereas Barley, he's not bothered. He's just along for the ride, just to, help his brother out. Which is why when they did the swerve at the end of this film, that Barley got to meet his dad and Ian didn't. Why are you teasing us with one thing and then give us something else? Now, normally I'm okay with doing a bit of a plot twist, but that one, no. Ian got nothing. Okay, he realised his father, all the stuff he wants to do with his father, he got with his brother, but still, he still should have been the one to meet his father. And I don't get the impression Barley was never, ever that bothered about seeing his dad. You got the ending wrong.
Final thoughts. So am I getting paid for this?
No.
Oh.
Well, we've had a run of a few weeks of appalling films, so that's why I've done a Pixar film. It can't be that bad, can it? No, of course not. It's a Pixar film. It's a film, for once, that I had no interest in picking my phone up and playing Candy Crush. I was hooked. I've now watched this film twice. The first time I watched it, we sat down as a family and watched it, and we were all hooked and we all enjoyed it. And that is what this film's supposed to do. Now, it's not as memorable as some of the other Pixar ones, but it still does its job. A family film for all the family to enjoy. Kudos to that. The voice acting. Now, they did something different with the voice acting, because normally people go in and actually record their lines separately. But that wouldn't have worked in this film, and they didn't do that. With Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, they got the guys together to bounce off each other. And it shows and it makes their performances even better than what they normally would be. Brilliant. They really thought about it, and they really hammered home the humour, the bondness. I mean, they bonded on the MCU. That bondness comes over to this film. Brilliant. It's a nice basic story with lots of Lord of the Rings and RPG elements. People anywhere will pick up something they know in this film. This is a film that is for everybody, and it is fantastic. Is it near enough perfect? Well, no. As I said, it's not as strong as like Toy Story or Moana or even Coco. That is a brilliant film. I may do that one day, but I love that film too much. It's not as strong and powerful as them, but it still deserves respect. You still need to sit down and watch it with your family. It is great. So because of all that, I'm actually going to give this a 9 out of 10 berries. I haven't given a high rating for a while, which is great. Seriously, if you've not seen this film, go and watch it. Go and watch it with your family, go and watch it with your children. If you don't have children, go and grab your nieces and nephews. Just don't grab a random child off the street, because that is illegal and that is wrong. There's my public safety announcement for the week. So that's what I think of this film. What do you think of this film? Write your review in the comments below, along with a rating out of 10. I loved reading all of your comments. And on to next week, we're going to do an 80s film called No Retreat, No Surrender. No, I've got that the wrong way around. No Surrender, No Retreat. I've never actually seen this film, so I'm looking quite forward to it. Want to know what I think of the film? Come back next Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.